From the beginning of time, reaching out to the sublime in a cold and hostile world. We have struggled to exist in this earthly wilderness, seeking an elusive goal. Many times it seemed that we are fighting a hopeless cause, implying extinction as our lot. Because we were constantly ravaged by scourges and wars. We tried to quarrel and complain, but in the ending up, believe it or not, we will survive. No matter what the odds, man will survive. Inspired by our gods. It's a hard road we travel, but to triumph we shall. We gon' toil, we gon' struggle, cause at the end of it all, whether you're big or small, Peter helping Paul, till the master call, we fight for survival. Oh, yeah. In pursuit of happiness, searching for material bliss, we have toiled unceasingly, giving off our very best. In this never-ending quest, we have sought increasingly. Disappointed by our friends and betrayed by conjugal mates, surrounded by crime of every sort. Ruins never ends, and for us is a test of faith, emphasized by condemnation, penalized with retribution, but we will survive. Don't care what people say, I'm telling you, man will survive to see yet a brighter day. There's a mountain we're climbing, some will rise, some will fall. They'll be slipping and sliding, cause at the back of it all, metaphysical, deep and spiritual, till the master call, we fight for survival. Whoa. Modern day societies, melting pot communities, there are several rules and laws, where the poor become subservient to the rich and affluent, or they show their fangs and claws. Divided by creed and race, it ain't easy to be free. No one knows for sure if we really can never find an equal place and live as one family. Sometimes it's hard to find solution, but nothing conquers the will of man. We will survive, though times may be rough. Man will survive. We know how to be tough. So let nothing divide we. All for one, one for all. Feel the power and the glory, cause at the back of it all. Though we whine and ball, broken down dance hall, till the master call, we fight for survival. Whoa, yeah. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Hey, 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 yeah. Ba-da-ba-da-da. Coming through the dark ages, looked upon as savages, haunted by unrighteousness. Time and place and circumstance, and some people's ignorance, we have to face all kind of prejudice. Subjected to slavery, bound by economic chains, quick to hold but slow to develop. Daunted by redundancy, plagued by emotional pains, still for all we wouldn't stop. Cry surrender or give it up, no. We will survive as we have throughout the years. And we'll survive through pain, sorrow and tears, to ensure our existence, to walk proud, to stand tall, yet to humble in his presence, cause at the back of it all, though we whine and ball, breaking down dance hall, till the master call, we fight for survival. Bring out Francisco. And just the number 7. The mighty Sparrow. Survival. Yeah!
Mr. Watts, he's armed himself shots. Watch it, tear gas. Live rounds. Also, I can see that.
That's the point, done! The man is a boxer, man. I like your put in the boxer, man, to do that.
But since my cousin there is no you come up the East Coast.
You listen to me.
Right? No you come up the East Coast.
You listen to me now.
You gotta listen to me too, man.
I am listening to you.
Right? Now I see you on the East Coast. The day when they get a protest of them, the next day that's when you see one bigger heads come up to talk to my family. Right? And that's bad. If we didn't do a protest, we want to see nobody for justice. You see? I'm not holding back nothing. I'm not holding back nothing. I just need justice for my family.
Market, Skidder Park in San Fernando. This is the Calypso Fiesta semifinals 1998. On stage, another former Monarch, Chocolate, Hollis, Liverpool. His first selection is called Enough is Enough. Chalk Dust on stage.
Avex are playing in red this year in Minshall Band. I'm in red because I'm an angry man. Avex cause the youths playing a violent game and giving my country a bad name. We produce young footballers and cricketers. We produce Miss Universe with some great thinkers. Youths like Brian Lara and his lovely football champ with young Latapi has put us on the world map. Now the great name of Trinidad and Tobago. Young criminals are spoiling it for we. Just so we dress in red to show them that we talking tough. Red simply means enough is enough. We need more youths to spread we good name abroad. Like Atto Boydan and Paisley Crawford. So this red is to tell all you rapists, you bandits who pervert injustice, and you gunsmiths, stop your damn foolishness. Red means when you go to a fete, they carry no gun, knife and machete, and singing Toro Toro while picking pockets. Stop your damn foolishness. Avex are playing in red this year in Minshall Band. Avex because they destroyed my native land. Trinidad and Tobago at one time used to be a showpiece of racial harmony. We produce East Indian athletes like Manny Cookie, running together with Black McDonald, Bailey, Albert Guns Portuguese, with Ochoy the Chinese, and Black Tubal Butler made laws for all of we. Suddenly everybody talking race. They forget it's every color who build this place. Joseph Pawan, who gives us that whites come to raise, was a white Trinidadian, if you please. We also produce great men, you see, like Hatto Bolan and Paisley. So if you still feel that your race is it and you have to deserve justice, red means this, stop your damn foolishness. If your daughter is an Indian and she fall for an African and you promise to disown she for this, stop your damn foolishness. Avex are playing in red this year in shall band. I vex with them radio DJs in my land because they destroying my calypso. Day and night is nonsense on the radio. Now get it straight, the charm and wine songs they have their place. But what about Mighty Duke? Give him a taste. You're playing all kind of rap. Whole day is fed. And up to now you every Valentino yet. All Sparrow's tune and all Sparrow's great lyrics that made Calypso into world-class music. All the great songs of the soca band, Lord Shorty, you dismiss that with woof woof, dogs barking at me. You taking 200 years of free Calypso and throw it out of the window just so. So Lynchall is this year in a red glow because of the nonsense on the radio. Lynchall message, stop your damn foolishness. And you Calypsonians today, who singing Tata as Lord Shorty said, Calypso is serious business. Stop your damn foolishness. Oh yeah. And do fellas who commit suicide and changing the upside. Life was not meant to deserve like this. Stop your damn foolishness. Oh yeah. And you condemn for Salandi and say nastiness of me. You and I could be in the same business. Stop your damn foolishness. Oh yes. And you people who telling me that Chucky is a UNC, please keep me out upon their business. Stop your damn foolishness. Oh yes. And you people who have us misled and saying that the president dead, you cannot spread rumor like this. Stop your damn foolishness.
Hey, all of you who say that David Hinds crossed into the PPP, stop your damn foolishness. Don't put me in that. Enough is enough. We're not giving up red. Red for them mean foolishness. And red for we means stop the foolishness. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. All of you who say that I jump in ship and going to the PPP. Stop the damn foolishness. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Good evening to you. We started out tonight with the master himself. The master himself. The mighty sparrow. Man shall survive. We have always survived. We have always survived and we will survive. Coming in tonight with the mighty chalk dust. Enough is enough. Turning the red into the opposite of what people use in red for. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. But we shall survive. We shall survive, as we have always survived. Good evening to everyone and welcome to Politics 101 tonight on a Wednesday night. All kinds of things are happening. All kinds of things are happening, but don't panic. The panic is really in the PPP camp. The panic is in the PPP camp. When you are busy concentrating on gathering those who are going Now, you see, you don't panic, because the panic is on the other side. Somebody sent me something today about a chap who I don't care for much, a chap named Jonathan Yearwood, who has said some not so complimentary things about me, but you know, oh my God. I have to read the thing to you all, because I think it captures what I want to say about some of what is going on. So I think it's Dr. Adams who sent it to me, and it's from Jonathan Yearwood, a chap who I don't care for very much. But you know, when a man says something that makes sense, you got give a jacket. Jonathan Yearwood apparently says this: all those people, rats jumping from a sinking ship, running to the political party they hated all of their political life and still hate. If they don't like what their political party is doing or has become, then go start one of their own. But no, they run to the one they hated and still hate, because they hope to gain some benefits, as that party is in government and is likely to stay there. The political party that they run to has also hated them and will only use them for political mileage. They will never be trusted politically. They will be treated for exactly what they are: rats jumping from a sinking ship. Ask the former mayor, or ask 007 what they received. A few photo opportunities with the president and vice president. They are sent to sit quietly in a corner until they are needed for another photo op. They will never progress into the decision-making levels of their new, former, hated party. They don't have the guts, the balls, the fortitude, the intelligence to go start their own political party. They are just a set of opportunists hoping to get a little position and make a little money from the people they once hated and who hate them. That is from Jonathan Yearwood. A boy that talk a lot of nonsense, but I don't agree with 100% of what he says there. The whole thing about a sinking ship and so on. I don't agree with. But I think his characterization of those who jumped, are jumping. You see, he called them rats. When I call them liquors, he cussed me nasty. Oh, God not sleep. When I call them liquors and saying they're doing the same thing that he said they're doing, he got on the TV and he said David Hinds is a nasty man. No, he calling them rats. And he's saying about them the same thing and worse than I said. Oh, Jesus. Guyana is a hell of a place. All you have to conclude is that if a white boy says something, because Jonathan is a white boy. So when a black boy says it, it's nastiness. But now the white boy is saying the same thing that the black boy said. He forget to call the black boy a nasty. He assumes that he has privilege in Guyana. So when this black boy say it, they cuss me. And now he's saying the same, he calling them rat. I call them one letter more. Lick. He calling them rats. But I thought I'd read it because what he's saying is true. What he's saying is true. I don't want to call myself a prophet because I said months ago and they cost me, report me to ERC. Yes, the white boys are guy in East Desiree. They still got a few of them who think that they're privileged. He was a member, I think at one point he was AFC, I'm not too sure. But he was in Anog at one time. He was behind the parking meter thing. He's one of them who was behind the parking meter thing. Now, he's saying exactly the rats. They're going to the party that they hate all their life. And the party that hates them all their life, taking them in. That's the point. What are you doing going to a party that you hate all your life? Or a party that hates you, taking you in? It can't be normal politics. It can't be normal politics. But when I call them out, the white boy cuss me. And now the white boy is saying worse than me say. But you're right. You're right. I say no more. I say no more on that matter. I want to share with you all another thoughtful piece that I read today on that issue. And it's written by a young lawyer called Ronald Daniels. Ronald Daniels. And I want to share what he said with you on the very issue. Just a few days ago, this is Ronald, yeah? Just a few days ago, I had a good conversation with a friend and brother. He told me that he was mistreated and stifled by his church. He knew that his time there was done and that he had to find a new home at which to fellowship. I sympathize with his plight. What he next disclosed impressed upon me the true measure of a man. He said that he sought his release from his church leader to depart the church and find another. He got that release. He did not just leave. No one should remain where he is uncomfortable, unwanted, or does not belong, whether at church, work, or in a political party. I have said before, I'm not at variance with anyone who feels that any political party represents the values he holds dear. Neither am I in principle against he who leaves to pursue his own self-interest. Our error, it seems, is to expect too much from those who lack integrity. Even if they don't expect too much from themselves, even they don't expect too much from themselves. The PNC may appear injured by these departures, and it might in fact be. It's better, I imagine, to nurse to health the wounds of betrayal than to sit indefinitely in the seduction of the hypocrites. Let me read that again for you. The PNC may appear injured by these departures, and it might in fact be. It is better, I imagine, to nurse to health the wounds of betrayal than to sit indefinitely in the seduction of the hypocrites. We will always have an abiding respect for those who are bold enough to bring us to their quarrels. And if those are incapable of resolution, sever their ties with us in a dignified way. Chandan Edmonds reminds me of Charandas. There is nothing moral, bold, or heroic about what they have done. Neither of them was motivated purely by a simple desire to direct their support elsewhere. They were both motivated in significant part by a vicious desire to disrespect, disgrace, and crumble the coalition and the PNC. Both have used Parliament as their coming out platforms, when they could have both done the dignified thing of resigning and moving on. It appears that both were persuaded that a grand departure is their best entrance into the new fold to receive their incentives they either bargained for, expected, or both. And both were just a few days before their defection, holding out as the worst alternative, the party that they promptly ran to. It is this hypocrisy that the PNC and the coalition are better off without. And our country is better off without. I am hopeful that the PNC will now be intent on recruiting those who, though imperfect, have a genuine love for our countrymen and our country, and are disposed to serving with dignity and uprightness. Losing those who are not good for us will, in retrospect, be our biggest gain. Ronald J. Daniels, a young attorney at law. I know him. When he was called to the bar, he invited myself and Freddie Kissoon to attend his coming out as a lawyer. He said we were two men he admired at the time we were standing up against injustice, whether it came from the PNC or the PPP. And I was honored when that young man invited me. And so when I saw what he wrote today, very profound words, I thought that I would share it tonight. And those of you who would like to read it for yourself, it's there on my profile, and I think I shared it on Politics 101 also. It's worth reading. It's worth reading. And like I said, Jonathan Yearwood's piece, although he's been hypocritical because he cussed me down for saying what he's saying today. And I can only come to the conclusion that it's okay for him to say because he's a white boy and not for me to say because that's a black boy. But you all know that I don't give a damn about that, right? Because I'm equal to any white boy. And I know that. I never doubted that in my life. So, but I give Jonathan credit. I give Jonathan credit. I give Jonathan credit for what he said. And I think young Daniels has put it more artfully than Jonathan, but they're both saying the same thing. For those of you who are feeling down because these people are leaving, stay up, raise your head high. I grew up hearing them big women, especially in my village, boxing, saying good riddance to bad rubbish. Good riddance to bad rubbish. I have said on this program many times It is the right of each individual to decide which political party to join, to associate with. I am a living example of that. I've only belonged to one party all my life. And it was never the two major parties. I never belonged to the PPP, I never belonged to the PNC. I chose to belong to a third party. A party that at different points was instigated by both the major parties. But I remained in my party. And so the right for people to choose their party is the right of association. And I fought for that right, to associate with a party that may not be the in party. And so I respect all those who decide to go and join whatever party they want to. What I don't respect is when people, in the name of justice, in the name of freedom, and sometimes in our name, clearly join political parties for gain, whether that gain is personal or political, it doesn't matter. Let me be frank here tonight, as I tend to do most of the time. The former chairman, the outgoing chairman of Region 4, was not a PNC man. He wasn't a PNC man. He was brought into the PNC around the 2020 election. And he was rewarded with the chairmanship because he's Indian. Nothing else. He didn't have a track record in the party. He didn't have a political track record. But all political parties in Guyana engage in ethnic window dressing. Parties that are perceived to be African tend to have Indians, and when you're an Indian, you rise up quickly in the Black Party at the expense of some Black members who had been slugging it away. And if you are a Black person in an Indian party, the PPP, you get a look in. But I have to make a distinction. The PNC tend to embrace their Indians more as comrades than the PPP embrace their Africans as comrades. Both of them use the other race as window dressing. But you can't say that an Amna Ali, a Kamiram Sarup, a Steve Narayan, says Narayan, were not embraced as brothers in the PNC. But in the PPP, especially the more recent PPP, those Africans who went in were never embraced as real brothers and sisters. Maybe under the dragon they were, but not in this new type. Having said that, the fact of the matter is, it was the concept of window dressing that got Mr. Seram the Region 4 chairmanship. That's a fact. He had no track record. He wasn't a political activist. I understand he was in the army and so on. And he was given the chairmanship over so many other deserving African members of the PNC. I know people on that East Coast in Region 4 that slugged their asses off election after election. The same Aubrey Norton. Aubrey Norton was given nothing after the 2020 election. Nothing. And Daniel Seram came from nowhere and became chairman of the largest region, and the region that has a large Black population. Here's an Indian man rewarded by the votes of African. It's the voice of African who won Region 4 for the coalition. And they give it to an Indian because, the racial optics is part of our politics. All parties engage in it. So that is not the problem. The problem is the fact is this young man is ungrateful. And others of his ilk are ungrateful because they were given prominence. They were given office that they did not fight for. They did not struggle for. They came in, they were handed. Many of them were handed. They become members of parliament. People like myself work hard. 2011, 2015, 2020, never became parliamentarian. And these people walked off the road because they were of a certain ethnic group. They were given big office. And to watch them now walk away, not only just walk away, say, this thing ain't for me, I don't like all you no more, thanks, but I gone. But they embarrassed the party that gave them more than they deserved. And that's what I think is dishonorable. It is not that they go. They have a right to go join any party. It is not that they left. People have a right to leave parties that they don't agree with anymore. What is the manner in which they did it? You stood there in the name of 200,000 mostly African votes and poke your fingers in African people's eye and tell them that the party that bulldozed their homes, that killed their children, that can't account for an 11-year-old life, you are telling them, I am going to embrace your torturer. You are there because of African votes. And you go to the National Assembly, look at African people and say, I am loosing you and I'm going over to your torturers. They didn't want to get me going. I toyed with this about talking on this issue because my first thing is not me business, it's PNC business. But then as I thought about it, I realized this is more than PNC business. This is black people business. This is opposition business. And I have to speak out. You have a right to go. You have a right to leave. But you stood in the name, because once you're in parliament, you're standing there in the name of 218 plus voters, most of whom are Africans, and saying to them, I am leaving you to go and embrace your torturers. That is beyond ungratefulness. It is beyond ungratefulness. I don't mind people being a grasshopper. That doesn't bother me. People change their minds. I have no problem. People change their minds. I don't know Mr. Siram. I got to know Sister Gita a little. And she's an honorable woman, smart, bright, as we say. So I am not attacking her as an individual. I'm really going after her action. 2 years ago, when my brother Takuma Ogunse stood up at Buxton and said a truth that everybody's now saying, and they shackled him like a common slave. Gita Chandan was the first opposition member to come out and condemn Ogunse. And I shook my head and I said, I am going to make you an example. Because in this country, I have earned the right to speak a certain way. And I'm going to speak a certain way and make you an example, so that others like you will not come out and turn Ogunse over to his torturers. And I called her a slave catcher. I called her a slave catcher. I wasn't calling Gita the individual, the young lawyer, the bright young lady, a slave catcher. I was calling Gita the political person, the General Secretary of the People's National Congress, a slave catcher. And I was saying that if you are playing on our team, and our team represents African people, the majority of them voted for us, and we are waging battle against a government of your race, you have to understand that you are not on the other side team, you are on our team. And you join our team consciously. Who feels it knows it. You may not feel it in the same way that we feel it when we watch our brother in shackles. The least you can do is shut up. But you condemn someone of your team that your race is shackling and torturing. It tells me where your preference and what your preference is. Your preference is not the team. When the team comes up against your race, you choose your race over the team. And I had I had to. And I don't give a damn. I have a voice in Guyana, and I will use it. As the Baptist people say, I have a sword in my hand. Help me to use it well. And they're never going to stop me because I earned the right. And every time they want to pee on that, they are going to hear from me. Whether they think I belong to a four-man party or whatever party, I have a big man voice. And every time they do that, I'm going to be on their case. I met Sister Gita, and she's my sister, remains my sister. I met her, I think, on a protest line, and I apologized to her, the person, not the politician. And I explained to her what I'm saying here tonight. But I was right. In the end, Gita's gone home to the slave catchers. In the end, again, David Hines and the Working People's Alliance were right, sisters and brothers. Give me jacket. We peeped the card long. We peeped the card long. I had occasion a few years ago. We were invited into Victoria. Myself and Brother Kidaki went there. And what I saw in Victoria really disappointed me. Victoria got 3 roads. A main road or a middle road, and they get 2 sideline road or sideline dams. The 2 sideline dams were not drivable. They weren't even walkable. They weren't drivable. People are telling me that when people are dead, the horse don't go in there. They got to fetch them and bring them out to the one good road. When people are sick, you got to fetch them out to the one good road. I picked up the phone and I called Daniel Siram. I said, Mr. Chairman, I'm here in Victoria. And I'm meeting with these people, and what I see here, I cannot, in all fairness, come to the understanding that the coalition is in charge of this region, and this is in the condition of our first village. All the other villages came from Victoria. And when I looked at Victoria, I shed tears. Mr. Siram answered. He told me the difficulty in terms of resources, that the region doesn't have much resources, and so forth. But he promised me that he was going to put one of the roads in his next budget to be done. Alas, that was never done. I never called Mr. Siram again. I never made no representation because I realized that he did not get the significance of what I was saying. I was standing in the first village. The first village, our first village. And he never made it happen. He who feels it knows it. I don't mind Mr. Siram, Sister Gita. I don't mind them going to the PPP. That's their right. I don't mind them leaving the PNC. That's not my business. But the manner in which they did it, and the circumstances in which they were parachuted into the apex of power. There are Indians who were parachuted into the apex of, they walked off the road. They never belonged to the PNC. They never got through any struggle. They came there and they were handed, they became parliamentarians, they became regional chairpersons over people who had been slugging it away for that party over and over people who had been slugging it away for the coalition for 3 elections and were never rewarded. My party, the Working People's Alliance, was denied the one seat that Mr. Granger gave us, the one seat. He eventually took it away. Yet, under his watch, he gives seats to Gita Chandan and Daniel Siram and them over David Hines, over Gunse, over Kidaki, over Dion Abrams, over Clive Thomas, and so forth. That is what happened. I could have sat back and said, we got the last laugh now. But I can't because there's a deeper implication. Ronald Daniels said something in his letter. He said something in his letter that I want to go back to. Because I think some people are missing. Let me look exactly what, and both were just a few days before the defection holding out as the worst alternative, the party that they promptly ran to. It is this hypocrisy that the PNC and coalition are better off without, and our country is better off without. I am hopeful that the PNC will now be intent on recruiting those who, though imperfect, have a genuine love of our countrymen and our country, and are disposed to serve him with dignity and uprightness. He also said they were both, he's talking about Sharon Das and Gita, they were both motivated in significant part by a vicious desire to disrespect, disgrace, and crumble the coalition and the PNC. Sisters and brothers, I'm going to say something here tonight. A conversation with my co-leader, my brother, Takumo Gunse, as this thing is going on. And we both concluded that what you are seeing in front of your face, and I want you all PNC people to listen to me carefully. what you all are seeing in front of your faces is a coordinated and an uncoordinated move to destroy the PNC as an institution. I'm going to say it. The Indian comrades in the PNC are using Amna Ali's death and the way in which she was treated or not treated by the PNC leader, they're using that as the occasion to launch a movement to destroy the PNC as an institution in Guyana. The black middle class, their desire not to collate with the PNC because of Norton is using the Norton factor to weaken and ultimately destroy the PNC. I'm saying it openly. When you put the Indian movement and the black middle class movement, we have concluded in the WPA, certainly at the level of our leadership, that there is a coordinated and uncoordinated attempt to destroy the PNC. Can you imagine the PNC being destroyed? The destruction of the PNC is the destruction of the most powerful organization of African Guyanese. Are you hearing me tonight? I have never been a member of the PNC. I fought the PNC. I was jailed by the PNC. I was persecuted by the PNC. I was prosecuted by the PNC. That doesn't blind my eye to the fact that the PNC is the most powerful African institution in Guyana. And the black middle class, knowingly or unknowingly, and now the Indian opposition elements, it's a coordinated and not so coordinated attempt to destroy that institution. And in the destruction of that institution, it's another avenue that is being opened to destroy the African in Guyana. I want you all to hear me tonight. In any other country, what I'm saying it would have been on the front pages. It will not be on the front pages of the newspaper. It will not be on the news tonight or tomorrow night. But it is the truth. It is a concerted attempt. I don't think the black middle class, knowingly, I think the black middle class is trying to weaken the PNC. But with their onslaught, using the Norton is unelectable. That becomes the excuse to launch a movement which will ultimately destroy the most powerful African institution, political institution in Guyana from 1955 to now, 70 years. So when you see them young people, some of them, I don't think the majority of our young people are into that nonsense. I hope some of them are listening to me, who are talking about Mohammed and them. They are also contributing to the destruction of the PNC. I am not saying that as a PNC member. I'm not a PNC member. I was never a PNC member. My auntie left the PNC in 1971 when Guyana and Burnham followed. She chose Guyana's side. So I never grew up in a PNC household. So they can't say I defending the PNC. What the destruction of the PNC will mean is the destruction of the most powerful African institution. They have destroyed black labor unions. They have destroyed black organizations, silenced them, weakened them. The only thing powerful black institution standing is the PNC. And they're moving now with the assistance of the black middle class and the Indians in the PNC to now weaken the last strong plank that is left. Black people, some of you are, I know, just be saying, oh, David Hines, is too much with the race thing. If I'm not with the race thing, you all would be dead in Guyana already. This is not just people leaving. This is not just people leaving. This is a concerted attempt to destroy the strongest black institution. And the only one that is left. Again, I'm repeating, I ain't a PNC member. I ain't intend to join the PNC tomorrow. As an old man now, and I don't think I can jump like a butterfly. I don't think I can jump like a crapo. You know, we in them black community, who crapo can jump like a me? Who crapo can jump like a me? That's what's going on here. Who crapo can jump like a me? Thing back. We call song we don't sing that. Who crapo can jump like a me? Them crapo. This is crapo season. Crapo jumping season. But it's not just simply jumping ship. It's not simply jumping ship. It is what is behind it, sisters and brothers. What is behind it? Let history record it. That David Hines, on behalf of the Working People's Alliance, called it tonight. Called it tonight. Maybe Norton knows it, but he doesn't want to say it. Maybe the nicey black leaders in the PNC know it, but don't want to say it because that's their politics. They're afraid of offending. But I'm saying it because I've earned the right to say it. And if Indian leaders poke their eye in my eye, poke their hand in me eye, or black people are poking back me hand in their eye, let that go down in the record. They can call me whatever name they want to call me. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I've been blessed in life more than I should be when I was born, given where I was born, how I was born, given the standing of my parents and grandparents and so on. I should not have this voice. But this voice is given to me by the resilience of African people, by the ancestors, and I'm going to use it and use it and use it well. They are intent on destroying the PNC. Some of them wittingly, some of them unwittingly. But that's what they are. They're using Norton as a scapegoat. You walk away from black people who took you into our black house, gave you status, held on to you like a sister, like a brother, and you go in the house and say, to hell with you all, I'm going over to your torturers. That's what's happening, sisters and brothers. Is you all gotta make the choice. And those young people, whether they're scrapers or non-scrapers, who are chatting nonsense. I saw some of them at the back of my village last night. But Mohammed have no business with black people. He's not concerned. He has no reason to. But like everybody else, they think that fertile ground for riding into power, Indian people are never going to put Mohammed in power. Never. I'm making that call tonight. The PPP is never going to allow Indian people to put Muhammad in power. If Muhammad gets power, he gets it, it's from our black children. And some of us black adults are confusing theater with real politics. I will defend Mr. Muhammad right for being bullied by a government. Whether it's a government that he helped to empower or not, I will defend his right. But that's where it stops. Everybody, you know, Muhammad saying, the president help he, and so on and so forth. Both he and the president are culprits. He asks for favor, they grant the favor. Some of y'all only looking that it's their grant the favor. He asks for favor, and they grant the favor. And he asks for favor because he do a favor for them. He give them bulletproof car. He give them money. He give them this. So it's only right that when they get power, he asks them for favor. So it's not just the president who is guilty of using his office to give favor. It is the Mohammeds who are also guilty for using their wealth that came from the state coffers to ask for favor. You all take it from me because I'm not going down that nonsense that Muhammad right and the government wrong. Both of them are wrong. And you all black people got to stop this nonsense of being nice to people. They keep fooling you all over and over again. Siram fool are you? Gita fool are you? This one fool are you? No, are you putting on yourself for Muhammad fool are you too? What kind of dishonor to your ancestors is that? Muhammad right and orphan wrong. Orphan damn wrong and Muhammad damn right. What are you doing giving the president bulletproof thing? What are you doing? You're buying favors, and that's as criminal as those who are selling you the favor. I don't give a damn. I understand them young people frustrated and they're clutching, some of them, not because I think the majority of our young people end up under nonsense. I understand. You can't want when you get power, abandon your own people and empowering people, other people, and then expect your own people to do different. How many more times are we going to be fooled? How many times more are we going to be fooled? Sisters and brothers, these are serious times. These are serious, serious, serious times that we are in. There is a concerted effort by forces known and unknown to destroy the People's National Congress. And if the leaders of the PNC don't recognize that and make moves to defend themselves, you all got to take what come. Because I think sometimes PNC people tend to be too simplistic. Not all of them, some of them tend to be too simplistic in their politics and don't understand the deep undercurrents. There is a concerted effort to destroy your party, not just to weaken it, to destroy it. And they're doing it not just to destroy a party, but to destroy the last standing institution of a race. And you get work to do, not just to get out the vote, but to put sense in our people's head. I am ready. Are you ready? PPP, are you ready? Are you want one more crossover? Come for me. I have one price. to see you all out of power. Come and recruit me. My price is to get you hell out of office. That's my price. And you come for me. This thing is well coordinated. Well coordinated. It has been in the making for more than a decade. The Charon Das thing was uncoordinated. And that is why Ronald Daniels' equation of Charon Das with Sister Gita is the same. It is an attempt to destroy the last standing African organization. I didn't ask Brother Ogunse because it was a private conversation between the two of us. And I didn't ask his permission for me to use it here tonight. But I'm using it here tonight because I think it's apt to use it. It's apt to use it. Is the PNC without sin? No. Has the PNC done bad political things? Yes. My party is a victim of the PNC, but this is beyond the PNC. This is about the African race, this is beyond party. Can you imagine what Indians would be without the PPP? I mean, they have the church and the mosque and the masjid and all that, so they'll probably survive. We black people, our church is weak, a set of weaklings. The Christian churches that we go to don't stand up for we. They don't stand up for we. And I say that advisedly, because there were times in this country when the Christian church played a positive role. The Catholic Church helped to defend people like myself. The Anglican church that I belong to played a positive role all the time. But today, all of those churches are a set of weaklings. I talk about the leadership. They don't defend black honor. We go to the church, we worship with them. From Seventh-day Adventist to Anglican to Catholic to Methodist, all of them. So when the PNC goes, we don't have black institutions to turn to. The black unions are now a shell of themselves. The TUC, God bless Lincoln. Lincoln write letter every 2 minutes. That's what the TUC has been reduced to. Writing letters. With all due respect to my brother Lincoln, the one fighting union is the teachers' union. And look at what they have done or attempting to do to the teachers' union. Look at how they have crucified Sister Coretta McDonald because she stands between them and the destruction of the last fighting union. All the others, the Guyana Labor Union, Burnham Union, Crystal Union, is now a PPP union. The PSU, which stood between Indian aggression and black destruction in the 60s, today is not even a shadow of itself. They systematically destroyed the black trade union movement. And now they're moving in for the kill to destroy the PNC. If, as they are predicting, the PNC will win, and then the AFC coalition gonna bring second, and the PNC coalition gonna bring third, if that comes to pass, I will say tata to the PNC. Because that is what they are fighting for. When the news broke that WPA is going into a coalition with the PNC, they have been working overtime to pull Norton good. Norton, why you want to be seen with David Hines? He's a racist. Norton, why you want to think? Because they want to pull the WPA away from the PN and to leave the PNC by itself so they can chop and do what they got to do. I'm giving you all the big picture. Yeah? I'm giving you all the big picture. I'm giving you all the big picture. I'm not casting aspersions on the AFC. The AFC as a party is doing what it has to do. I'm talking about the black middle class, some of whom are in the PNC, the AFC, sorry. Some of them are in the AFC, but the AFC is not the black middle class. The black middle class is some in the AFC and some outside of the AFC. And I think some people in the AFC, maybe unwittingly, I don't think they think somebody's asking about actor. You know? Our organizations, black organizations, have been reduced to singing and dancing. Emancipation time, we sing and we dance. And I belong to a couple of black organizations. My black organization in Buxton, I have to fight to get people to give a political speech on emancipation. They tell me, no, emancipation is to sing and dance and eat kanki. Enough of politics. And I have to fight. Because that's what they've reduced our people to. Fearful. Oh no, David, we can't turn emancipation to... What the hell is emancipation if it's not politics? What the hell is emancipation? It's not politics. But that's what they've beaten our people into. That's what the Christian church have beaten our people into. That we are not political emancipation. So, if the PNC goes, we're dead. The army and the police, look what they turned them to. Those are black institutions. Look what they turned them to. The police shooting their own people every 2 mornings. The army is more prepared to shoot Guyanese than they're prepared to shoot Venezuelans. Every time a little eruption, they pull the army out of the barracks and put them to patrol black villages. When they can't patrol the border, they're running. They're not giving weapons. Gang members shooting them because the government not giving weapons for them to fight and defend themselves against Venezuela, but calling them out to go and patrol black villages to kill black people. So the army, the police, gone. Union gone. Black organizations silenced. A couple of years ago when Coffee 250, one of the black organizations, was bold enough to say that Guyana is a creeping apartheid state, we couldn't get black people, black leaders to come and speak on our platform that year. All of them run like a curry. Run like a curry. And giving all kind of foolish explanation about apartheid in South Africa, and we don't have apartheid in Guyana. Apartheid is apartheid. Apartheid is apartheid. It's a generic term. It's not particular to South Africa. But the black middle class run. Look what they've done to Ispadaji, an umbrella organization of 77 African organizations. In any other country where you have an organization representing 77 African people, you think they would do that nonsense? Any Indian government in Trinidad can do to an Indian apology what the PPP is doing? Our leaders of our organization, they run for cover. We are in serious struggle. And we've been saying it here for the last 5 years. Some of you all been hearing. Some of you all been taking it seriously. I think most of you who come here every night been taking it seriously. But some of our leaders and even some of the followers are into the backwardness of what WPA and David Hines bring. You know what we bring? To say what I am saying here tonight, that the leaders of the PNC will never say in public. You think a Manza would say what I say tonight in public? Oh, Amanze is an up-and-coming leader. This body is an up-and-coming leader. Now is the time when they're killing the strongest black organization. You all think any of them would come and say what I am saying here tonight? Maybe Norton will say it. Maybe Norton will say it, and if he say it, they hang him by his you know what tomorrow. He is more likely to say it, but they already hang him already. And they will hang him more if he says it. Amanza wouldn't say it. This one wouldn't say it. That one wouldn't say it. All of them wouldn't say it. The leaders in the AFC, the black leaders in the AFC wouldn't say it. These people are killing black institutions. And we are sitting back and allowing it. They get luck that me is not the leader of the PNC. They get luck. I is not the leader of the PNC. I was there with a nowhere barley grow. God is good. All is not lost. All is not lost. All is not lost. We're going to fight this thing. The PNC got to take care of his own business. That ain't me business. I taking care of black people business. And I ain't looking for you all to reward me with nothing. If I don't want to vote for me, all right. I'm not in this to vote. I already get the vote of the ancestors. I already get the vote of the black heart. If the rest of you don't want to vote for me, so be it. I'm not doing this for your vote. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it because it is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. By the rivers of Babylon, where my people sat down, and there they wept when they remembered Africa. How can we sing a freedom song in a strange land? Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart tonight, find their way deep into your souls, because this is a soul thing. This is a soul thing. May these words find resonance deep in a place where the oppressor cannot see. And may they rub together and create a disturbance that will find its way in your fingers as you prepare to cast that vote. May that disturbance find its way in your mind. What the fingers may not be able to do, the mind must do. Tell old Pharaoh, tell the pharaohs, let my people go. Let my people go. Let them go. Let them go. Take your hands off a chosen people. Must be a chosen people. Beaten and battered on the stormy seas of the plantation, but rising with wings like a dove. And where there were not wings, there were songs. Delivering us to the shores of freedom, giving us hope that we can rise again in the Africa. If not the physical Africa, the Africa in our minds. I make no apologies to no one. Absolutely no apologies to anyone. Tonight, as Brother Martin said on that last night of his life, I'm fearing no one. I'm fearing not those who are jumping ungratefully out of a ship that brought them from the bottom of the ocean. I fear no one. Because the truth is there for all to see. I don't want you all to be black forever. I don't want you all to be militantly black forever, I want you all to be black always. I don't want you all to be militantly black forever, but in this time, only black militancy will turn back the sordid hand of the oppressors. Only black militancy. Militancy of thought, militancy of action, militancy of advocacy. Be militant for a day so that you would not have to be militant for the rest of your life. We are called upon to do miracles in the next 3 months and beyond. We are called upon not just to save ourselves, but to save those who are being made collateral damage. Because our Indian brothers and sisters are being sacrificed as collateral damage in this haste to control the African. To control the African means you must muzzle the Indian. You must tame the Indian. You must imprison the Indian. You must get them to spout unrighteousness at their brothers and sisters. They too are prisoners of the regime of hate. They too. But they will not lead the struggle. They will support some of them in front, most of them below the surface, beneath the surface. But we, the children of the enslaved and the emancipated African, we are called upon to cleanse this modern plantation as we cleanse the old plantation. We're not short of leadership. I want you all to get that straight. We're not short of leadership. The Constitution says we have to have one leader. We're not short of leadership. That is why they're trying to tear us apart, and some of us are willingly going. Look, me neck, Tayam. Are you come for me neck? Are you come for me neck? I have one price, your exit from the seat of power. The Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us the victory again and again. But Marcus said, up you mighty race. Up you mighty race. Stand up erect. Brother Walter said, if they use your race to dehumanize you, use your race to humanize yourself. Up you mighty race. Fear not, my little flock. Fear not, my medium flock. Fear not, my flock. Fear not. Fear is a sin, and we are not sinners.